Bring it on, bring it on.
Ask Media Training Institute, a radio and television practical school. Identity Emma wana opese waye adwuma radio and television eso wana opese osia camera works, wana opese osia video editing. Enunti se wawie journalism school, anase college of education, polytechnic no wawie, anase university, embo senior high school no wawie, na ayiwani swade hunu se opese waye adwuma radio so anase TV so. Ask Media Training Institute ana mekanfo edi amawo o hostel edi ma ema ene mema. Enunti fa form ne ewo Royal TV officer ewo Kumase ahoju enhyaye so anase Royal TV officer ewo enkran achibota ene ABC ene di enhwani mu omo ga rural bank na esro hwa ahomatofo so a obetumi afrɛ 0540102366. Ask Media Training Institute osi bisa near the bema.
Things in this can't you see?
All right, Tebusunya, and then so da for body dia domie na me mama kwaba ediba Ask Television so never so some did the Reallars talk show eba be so mo na said ya munim no no me na bedwa for tena said dia na chese enkomo e wo honom enne topic eba be discuss yes peer pressure. And they youth no do na wu na yewu aso ye busa say peer pressure so e ka ho biana enkomo bi say me community me ni enu ntina mato inside their friend ye honorable Ackom Samuel ananga ye aspirant e wo ye leg for SRC Army ono enene eba beteche enkomo na madam abuafo ase Ask Media Practical Institute ANA driving school ANA traveling and tour me ami bedi dwumadi e mochia me media me just talk kwesi ada for ina hema akosia Sunday me kwaje abuafo nkratso me ba ebeto aso.
Bring it on, bring it on.
Ask Media Training Institute, a radio and television practical school. Identity Emma wana opese waye adwuma radio and television eso wana opese osia camera works, wana opese osia video editing. Enunti se wawie journalism school, anase college of education, polytechnic no wawie, anase university, embo senior high school no wawie, na ayiwani swade hunu se opese waye adwuma radio so anase TV so. Ask Media Training Institute ana mekanfo edi amawo o hostel edi ma ema ene mema enunti fa form ne ewo Royal TV officer ewo Kumase ahoju enhyaye so anase Royal TV officer ewo enkran achibota ene ABC ene di enhwani mu omo ga rural bank na esro hwa ahomatofo so a obetumi afrɛ 0540102366. Ask Media Training Institute osi bisa near the bema.
Things in this can't you see?
Na me sanso ema obibia akwa basa fe na wodi we fidie no edi ato ha aha Ask Television na the Reallars talk show ena we neguso a wo hwe no said ya medin kan no no and the topic eba be discuss yes peer pressure yen same real no ye betwe pin ye guest no na ya hye nkomocheche no ase. Honorable
Madam,
me mo akwa ba ediba Ask Television so me ne me production team members edda wan say to nsafre no odi osie yoyo
me se me dan wase pa se mama me sa
kwa so aye fe me be man ka me pe mpabo aye bi say okay honorable enkomo ho
nkomo
and you say ka sa fa peer pressure into no me bo peer pressure chere no e den kra about you say ka say peer pressure
yo edi kind of me de nchia be ma wetifo ene wahwefo
onom do
na say omo enya embre
okay
eating na omo ehwen ye ka peer pressure basically words e bien enwa na wa ka bom peer and then pressure ye ka peer is someone within your age group enwa ahona ye fe na me wo 13 years and I have friends who are probably 11, 12, 13.
Okay.
And then for all them age brackets in way, one of from the peer.
Okay.
Then I believe we all understand what pressure is, what pressure, forcing someone to do something or forcing something into existence. It can them wait a being woman or chede obi bema obi ninze ye be influencing mon so why acting the same way what's the son now acting the same way and basically peer pressure na peer pressure on na there obi ma obi re be influencer also ma also I then I am nipa ne re
so honorable yenhwe e fan say we yakoko ye tuntum o kala ne ye me fe kekew na me so person be ye odie me so me nya me skin tone e be te say odie na and also be friend say peer pressure what pressure mama
yes peer pressure you see basically sometimes no ma okofa dem seminar benye de enwa obi o hwa ye fe ne ye wo class
okay
or ye besia we your class on there them lady or tinicheni or yekoko on under yekoko intini boys no ba class on ko tin oba nation when you be kasa so but then na boys over class I incotin when busy in come and so on, so it will start influencing the person to also go and probably get bleaching, you know, creams and all of that, and so go get to them in zaman and also was starting or a cocoa. So in that instance we can classify it as what peer pressure because the activity or the behavior of the next person has influenced her behavior. Okay, so
now honorable ahanu say ubema say your courses be a day peer pressure na ba na ebi wo ha man ebi na train ade kakra.
No peer pressure courses na dey egumu ahoropi.
Okay.
Na me pe say eti for eti ase say and ahwe for eti ase say peer pressure no ye wo mu direct and then indirect.
Okay.
Direct in say for example. Direct in say for example in afofo ehyiemu. Okay. Omo twen eti for mu fan cheme omo twen tampe. Then there is someone there on maybe. Okay. Then the person drinking or the person smoking or catch the next person there, oh try this one and just try na nipa nafa. That moment is a what direct peer pressure because the person exerted some sort of pressure on the person for the person to act in that way. So that is the direct. Then the indirect is that let's say you are in a society, right? Sure. For example, you are in a society, then everyone is buying cars and all of that and
building houses,
and then you get closer to them. And you get closer to them and then you find out that, oh, I don't know what motor cars na them is them, you know what catch it, oh, browsing me a day. That moment the person will also start thinking, I also have to impress my friends, I have to impress my family. Then that is when they also go into the same thing. That is the indirect. Nimpa obiam be money pressure say do this. Sanity. Just say obiam before say ye bibi. But wow share say their normal core environment ni mu na. O say nah, you want to be like this person, you want to be like this person, then you go into that. But per se for na for sense who ni say eba no peer pressure you're more positive and a negative. Growing up no na ya social studies near there ya na say peer pressure there a only negative aspect. We also have positive aspects. For example, say a track course be nasa won't here your friend can teach you. Your friend can teach you to understand what exactly is being taught, right? That is what a positive peer pressure. Or let's say, for example, you are in your hostel, then every evening your roommates go to the study room to study. And study room, we are all doing the same course. And so one can be unsure, but why you go and also be studying with them. That moment is a positive peer pressure. Although it is peer pressure, not just having a positive impact in your life. So these are some of the things we need to consider when peer pressure comes to mind.
Okay. Word for the Reallars talk show and when you go to our channel now and your guest no Honorable Ackom Samuel who could do University of Ghana Michele Gwandia pape owo honum ye pa be bia obefa bia obi hono ane enkoma ye chechen ye se eye peer pressure na me ne wo kase o so da ye pa se obeye adwuma e wo media ne mu radio presenter, TV presenter, camera handler, video editor. Bibi fa media adwuma ne ho de ask media sibisa na ye de be ma na wonim de mass media e de mo stronko no Mimi that's one in the question that's so na ye admission. Umpewe na opedie. One me tra kwan no eye mienu baako e wo Kumase ahonto enhye. So what Royal TV na wodan kronum. Oba be PM e won kran memu hanom so mo achimota ABC junction. One Gawura bank no e na wodan kronum. So penche mu a chi media ya bomodi asa obepuso won ma homa trofo no e wo 0540 102366 0540 102366. Yeah, to come to channel so. Into honorable back to you. Into no me busa say advantages be peer pressure ho ana.
Peer pressure said na make no ye more positive yes and then negative peer pressure, right? Okay. And to be say advantages, I don't think say negative peer pressure can give advantages, you understand? It is only the positive peer pressure that can give advantage. And now my example say be a room on down for a do and embrace say
negative effect of peer pressure.
So negative effect of peer pressure. Oh, negative effect of peer pressure is in some ahropiba. It's in some ahropiba. Obi or nena for to phones, nena for to laptops na zono so pedo to be, but when you score to be, I dream ben over them nipan chim. I don't know about nipan chim there. Uncle for bineze, and uncle ye Bibi on said oh yeah, no failure se can offer then also from Kotobi. So these are some of the negative effects. And then mind you, when that happens, it is going to be a cost on the government to be paying security persons in order to prevent some of these theft cases. And so they actually disadvantages of peer pressure no on yen nimpa na kote no do no okwa state no do otum so kwa the family of the person because if you act as a result of peer pressure na ekotwe azibi na say ebodama it will go on your family to destroy the name of your family. You understand?
Na okoye say na wa ha busia no
and we na ma yehu say a bad disadvantages na in as much as say it affects nipa na oye no directly no, it also affect the family of the person, it affects the government of the day, it also affects even the friends of the person. So these are some of the negative effects when it comes to peer pressure.
It's honorable. You made mention of school. It's when we say if say obi was school or your student, what the if say or hostel and then boarding school. Now when you peer pressure nipa no obey den ade ene de yam say media no from TV no enti nipa bi sa no obey den deal with peer pressure no.
Okay, so peer pressure
who school now for ade how will you deal with it?
Okay. Peer pressure no I kwana huru pi wo ha obey den wetum afado it prevent peer pressure. So call any there but now ye na fo bebre ba ye wo adamfo baku bi wo ho eba ne zamba bia onye ye wonamfo bi wo ho a otumman na afutu no ye afutu papa e betumi aiden yafa and they say I believe there go through some sort of peer pressure maybe you try to influence you talk to the person to get advice from the person. That is one. Then two, what you can also do is to set some principles and standards for yourself. Say as individual set the principles and standards to yourself there the mazide menye bida the madi menye bida. This is my limit. Even if I'm to go to the club, I'm not going to drink alcohol. The farthest I will go is to what? Is to dance. Make a club, men fansa. Farthest I'm moko ayi dem eden. Mesawa na de bibi dem. So if you set those principles and standards, even when the pressure is setting in, you won't be influenced. Then thirdly, what the person can also do is to always walk away. Always walk away. We have that freedom.
Walk away. No, now what I say, me was school na me peer pressure. Me enjoy school.
What should that be? Only the America. Example, man America there. And for now, free shame. Watching tampe. But Krubu woman is on pedal wedding. Obechibi. Then nipan. A good diet na what they will be influencing you the more. And then mind you, I spoke about direct and then indirect. And then the direct one is when someone is trying to influence you. So in that instance, when you leave, the person can't follow you and then force you to take it. You understand? So we should always try as much as possible to leave the scene. Then the last point I would want to mention is that seek advice from the elderly. Seek advice from the elderly. Bibi kodo abrabonu mune hutumude as a result of external influence or as a result of what your friends are doing and you don't want to be involved in such activities, go close to an elderly person. Have a conversation with the person. Be truthful to the person. You understand? It is not a group of people. One-on-one. Oh, Papa, Nana, day no kodo ma brabomo day na me pede mezime ho be shede mazimu afutu a ewo mame da enya beze obeka show na etuma den go through that phase of, and then mind you, everyone goes to peer pressure. It is up to you, the individual, to know what you want in life, the target, the goal you have set in life, in order for you to be able to overcome.
I have said the honorable Ackom one was over here as a peer pressure no doer, but more than as of a pepini be na what the how aquacotune nim na waje na gentra na say impo na futu. Ye bet na we so na ye try ho akwaja bo for craft so na say ye ba ye did chat on ebeto so.
Bring it on, bring it on.
Ask Media Training Institute. A radio and television practical school. Identity Emma wana opese waye adwuma e radio and television eso. Wana opese osua camera works. Wana opese osua video editing. Enunti se wawie journalism school. Anase College of Education, Polytechnic no wawie. Anase University engo senior high school no wawie. Na ayiwani swade hunu se opese waye adwuma radio so anase TV so. Ask Media Training Institute ana mekanfo edi amawo. O hostel edi ma ema ene mema eno ti fa form ne ewo Royal TV officer ewo Kumase ahoju enhyaye so anase Royal TV officer ewo Enkran Achibota ene APC ene di enhwani mu omo oga Rural Bank na esro hwa ahomatofo so a obetumi afrɛ 0540102366 Ask Media Training Institute osi bisa near the bema
things in this town. Can't you see?
Mesa so ama wakwa babiom ediaba Ask Television so the Reallars talk show and we neguso a wo hɛ na yempo wasuguso a wutie no na afi na wode afidie na beto hanoma and the topic I discuss peer pressure. Honorable Attrain adie ye pa me amite hai me family de me gide yesa wo nso a wo fie no usinya wo de e be sa tre pininu na yato ankomo to train so honorable
madam
let's have some akwaba de na yato ankomo to train so me student peer pressure de me will it affect my studies?
Oh no, okay. It will definitely affect your studies,
okay.
Right? And I make us say, for example, Ubisa say, will it affect your studies, sir? It can have a negative influence and then what? A positive influence. And to be said, will it affect your study? First, you have to know what kind of peer pressure it is. If it is a negative peer pressure, definitely or be affected with studies, you understand? Because if there say it was baby ma it was school. Right, it was school. Your friends are going out of school, clubbing and all of that. If you them one walk a club now, is what babaka, or babusian to a room. But I don't know, you don't know this. Until and exams will come and then you fail the examination. So it affects your studies directly. But then in a situation where that kind of pressure is a positive pressure, it also affects your studies, but this time in a positive way. In a positive way in the sense that what call group studies, I also call group studies, but it's not going to have a negative influence because they are studying. You also be pushed to study. And the more you study, the better your chances of what? Excelling in your examination.
Honorable, say, if you go through peer pressure, science being an annie, or bigger, one out teach and a name po now your bad time, being so no pressure.
Okay, so in any day, it depends on the individual.
Okay.
Nimpa now go through that phase, no do. If they are going through peer pressure, it is easy for you to identify.
Okay.
That is, they start to do things they used not to do. Initially, in Zambia, na 1 year was started the warrior them in Zamban.
Okay.
Boom so one casampo sesa one until na before 1 year was started or exhibited those characters. It's urban them they are going through a certain phase that you need to seek or you need to see towards that you help them go through it successfully.
It's honorable. And no my Ghana hanum you to know.
Yeah.
Stebe ye wuse bibi no. O betimi yesususa na me no okra betimi akase peer pressure so eka ho bia na piem ma ekwa bibia ebekwa akwa eche na sabi ato ananom ewonse.
Oh yeah, no peer pressure yes, it is having an effect on the youth.
Okay.
It is having an effect on the youth, and as I mentioned, negative peer pressure has a very gross effect on the youth.
Okay.
And so I think it is a contributing factor to the fact that the youth these days are passing out day in and day out. Maybe there are some peculiar reasons difference but peer pressure, yes, peer pressure influence, because for example, obi akotoka also pede then ekokotoka ni bi akọ konfubi odo onye zikedruma o ebi amoye na fofo baasa na wokwe na fofo baasa na obeka che na okay wonko obenye sika wokwe na kurewu. It is simply because probably we used to nipa baakon ahon nipa baasa we used to womu baakon na was here dem yankoma dem nipa.
Okay.
At that moment it means it was the peer pressure that influenced you to go to the malam, and that's with the thinking of getting rich, that is when you lost your life. And so it is clear that what peer pressure definitely is a contributing factor to the rate at which the youth are passing out day in and day out.
See, honorable, when you tell me I'm hey, now for any pressure they want to be pa. Yeah, talkers near see a Diane into me pabisano. May they do me where free pressure no.
Aha, said na meka no ejina wa nipa no so dia wo pe ewa babro no mu goals and targets are set ama wo ho. Sometimes too you need to set principles and standards for yourself.
Okay.
Maybe you can and then also religion also plays a very important aspect in helping us go through peer pressure.
Okay.
Because if you are a Christian, the more you continue to read the Bible, the more you get to understand some of these phases. The more I read the Bible, the more I know there are phases in life. Okay. And so when you get to that phase where that kind of influence is coming into your life, the Bible is going to guide you. If you were a Muslim, the more you read the Quran, you get to understand some of these things, and then it shapes how you live. It shapes how you live your life. And so I think basically we should also consider the religious aspect when it comes to what controlling peer pressure. Okay.
Mebohi na mafa text messages no kakra ediama mo. We every Eric or say akosia ene home ayefeye. When so if yes staff Fatima and was a guest no wakasa manato na kuma so ye pa. Ninya ba Angie ono so say wo hemi edifiri agona sredra enye fedi agro kra. When so every Yenya bema abrante pa kwame dwamena wono so se akosua wakasa amana toma kumaso yipa yada mu nyina asese mguso ekaye ho honorable ya sorry jumedie no so a ntino se ene topic I treat ye peer pressure tunyenfo edefa peer pressure titru any youth no yen youth no
beda wasi bebre wo sa akonyen ya odi ama mesemene many my sisters and my brothers and the Indian combo. Now, yes, signing out, and me say make sure BBR say peer pressure is not something that is reserved for some particular individuals.
Okay.
Peer pressure comes in phases. You know, as you grow, there are peer pressures at all points in life. And so, my advice to the youth, if you are going through peer pressure, or if you realize that you are going through peer pressure, you need to take into consideration some of the things I mentioned. That one, set standards and principles for yourself.
Okay.
Then secondly, if you go to a place that you realize you are being influenced negatively, just walk away. They can't force you. That is a good thing about it. They can't force you. Okay. Just walk away. And then three, just seek advice from the elderly.
Okay.
Seek advice from the elderly. But then if you go to an instances where the kind of pressure is a positive one, for example, your friends are going to the study room to study, your friends are going for job interviews, your friends are looking for internship opportunities and all of that, you can find out from them how to do it. Sure. And then do it. So in conclusion, peer pressure is not reserved for a particular group of people. It comes into phases, but try as much as possible to put into consideration some of these factors I have mentioned so as to be able to help you overcome the peer pressure. Thank you.
Okay, now when papa community be a bet ya wono manaya sorry to meet you.
Me da si bebre. Pese me de me fasa akoya we switch ya me mama Madam Grace Bayen and me papa Mr. Samuel Ackom and I'm a University of Ghana student and then also Michia Males in the Doom Coupon Hall. I am their JCR president in Michia on Indian Boys School, and so they are all welcome back to campus. Now me say chia Janet Nikwe Ade.
Okay, Honorable Medawase, Ewo Enumiam Saudi Ashemini, me production team, say, Twins are free one or buy Medase. Okay, all right, Ebusinya Dodo Akunya, Ayano Bako for international and Chanty, Ebrason, say, did you make any na Ebeba Nerie na? Mrs. Subium say Ask Media Practical Institute and I saw my son air driving school and yafe air traveling and so now before I met sorry to mediano so made na kwenya we so dia da minua bema me aka sabi chochomucho ani miji Ackom Samuel medan wase and afi me aka so mini papa Reginald and also medan say akwenya say na mu no odimeti afi wono ma ejina camera na etintim edema minua bema Eric Minyabema Emmanuel ene Minyabema Isaacs say one ebo modenya etintim eye camera no ede maami amadwumedie no ewie peye afei enchia kese nso enconfirm me maami adrabe nyuma agona sredo ene owo me obaba ne da wase e wa hutu eda ne da ode maami kwesiada mothers day ahefo ane na mo boa mo se mo be hye mo maami no enyunya maami fo nso ewo robi play ewo ya brabo afei asida kese enconfirm me viewers no mo am join me ewo ye Facebook live TikTok Instagram baby bia medam asesa brain na mo ka me ho muni wa meni wo sans na misimi wa muni ho me amedi djumadi ho chia me medi ameje so kwesi ya defo ina hema alkosia Sunday that Sunday ye besa so Asia na ye din komo
Bring it on, bring it on.
Ask Media Training Institute, a radio and television practical school. Identity Emma wana opese waye adwuma radio and television eso wana opese osua camera works, wana opese osua video editing. Enunti se wawie journalism school, anase college of education, polytechnic no wawie, anase university, embo senior high school no wawie, na ayiwani swade hunu se opese waye adwuma radio so anase TV so. Ask Media Training Institute ana mekanfo edi amawo o hostel edi ma ema ene mema. Enunti fa form ne ewo Royal TV officer ewo Kumase ahoju enhyaye so anase Royal TV officer ewo Enkran Achibota ene ABC ene di enhwani mu omo ga Rural Bank na esro hwa ahomatofo so a obetumi afrɛ 0540102366. Ask Media Training Institute osi bisa near the bema.
Things in this town, can't you see?